Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hold on, I think I need to. All right, I think I'm good there. Good afternoon. And let's do this. Just to make sure. All right. I think we about ready. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Renita and Michelle and Daryl and Gloria. It is Friday. You know, I used to do the week in review. I don't know if I'm going to do the week in review anymore. I don't know. But yeah, come on. I just talk about whatever I want to talk about anyway. So it'll probably go a little bit into the week in review. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I saw a couple stories that I definitely wanted to discuss today. Couple stories that I definitely wanted to discuss today. But there was something else that I was trying to do. I was trying to do something else. Let's see. Lady K, hello. Scott. Who is this? McConnell. Maurice. Monday, March 4th. Is that what it says? Oh, I didn't change the day. Hold on, let me see. I might be able to edit that. See if I can edit that. Now, it might not edit for y'all to see, but the title is changed. Vincent, good afternoon. Who else is in here? Oh, Lady K likes the pop-ups. Maria, good to see you. Tria. See, the family is showing up. Family is showing up. You know, I hate looking off to the side, but that's where I like to look at y'all. I gotta adjust it so that I need to put the camera like right there so that if I'm looking this, I'm looking at the camera. Renita, Michelle, Daryl, people in the house. William Kirkland. Hey, you know, I do what I'm the king of talk, man. I got to have suitable. One of these days, I'm gonna let y'all in the throne room. That'll be interesting. Raz Freeman is watching. What's this? Smoking DXD? Oh, he wants to buy followers. Hold on. How do I block this person? Yeah, add to the block list. For a few more, give just a few more people opportunity to get in. Say hello. Anthony. Angela. You didn't want us to see your diverse employees. You got to change up the angle, every time. But I will say, hold on, Angela. Throne, not throne. I got a nice big crown. It's where all the people come. They bring me gifts and offer tributes, stuff like that. It's a big room too. One of these days, I'll shoot from inside the throne room. Rod, Sierra from Boston. All right, Boston in here. The throne room is not freaky. None freaky. None freaky. Finally caught you at the beginning. What's up with your eyes on Newport? Not 100% sure what that means. Tropicana likes this studio better. Tropicana, how's everything going on down there? She said, Tropicana from Ukraine. You ain't no damn Ukraine. Stop it. But Tropicana, hopefully everything is still going good down there. When they gonna put Raven on the air? When are they gonna put Raven on the air? I'm asking like but they need to put Raven on the air. I'm sorry. With the light shining in my face, I don't know if y'all, but you see your eyelashes, and then they feel like they got like dust on them. I got dusty eyelashes. Who has dusty eyelashes? This guy, dusty eyelashes. The green screen is amazing. What green screen? No green. Anybody see anything green back there? Becky, you see anything green back there? None of the screens are showing green. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Wash your face. I should have washed my face like right before I came on. Then I would have had a glow. Lady K, I won't be wearing those long lashes. No, not gonna happen. All right. Okay, we got around with all of the platforms combined, looking at right now about 60 or so people in here. About 60 or so people. Tap the screen behind you. Why would I do that? That's sensitive equipment back there. Who just goes tapping on TV screens and you got to wash it, a little vinegar, and I might want to go through all of that. And you just leave that stuff alone. Let the staff do what they do. Brent, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Checking in from Dallas. All right, Dallas in the house, Boston in the house, Ukraine in the house. Shout out to all my Ukrainian people checking me out. You can't beat, a good Ukrainian or two watching your show. So, and kind of speaking of that, which is not really what I wanted to talk about. Oh, wait a minute, I saw Will. Will says, I'm in the building. Happy Friday, everybody. I saw a young lady out of Ukraine. I don't remember what her title was because, I just don't be remembering stuff anymore. I had the coronavirus. Yeah, I saw her and she was saying to the world, we don't want y'all to come in here and fight our fight, which I don't believe is true. But she was saying, we don't want y'all to come in here and fight our fight. We'll fight our own fight. But they want basically to shut down the skies. They want over Ukraine to be a no-fly zone. They kept saying like the Iron Dome, like in Israel. They want that. They want the world community to come in and declare over Ukraine a no-fly zone. Because I guess their mindset is, look, we can do what we can do with this army. They can send as many people like 300. They like, hey, we know this terrain and you send them. We'll fight them. We'll fight them to the last person. But we don't really have the technology and the capability to handle all of the, kind of missiles and airplanes flying. We need some help with that. She's saying to the world community, if y'all help us with that, we can handle the rest. Now, I don't necessarily believe that to be true. But if she say it, who am I to say she's lying? She might be being overly optimistic, but who am I to say that she's lying? But I think they need some help. And the other thing that she was mentioning was she said, look, y'all talking about all of these sanctions, but you ain't sanctioning the right people. She said, some of these people, They're still allowed to do business all over the world. Like y'all sanction them. All they gonna do is they gonna move their money from this bank to that bank. They gonna transfer stuff from here to there. And especially if they're still allowed to do business and around the world, she said, y'all not sanctioning them right. Y'all say y'all standing with us, but are y'all really standing with us? And that's the same thing I said, like when they was giving that standing ovation. Y'all know that bothered me. When they were giving a standing ovation to the people, yay, Zelensky, yay, good speech. Now what? Okay, he got a standing ovation. Now what? Maurice says that money is froze. This lady, she wasn't just somebody, she was some higher up in the Ukrainian government. I don't remember her title. She said basically some of that money is froze, but only in certain banks. Now, this is what she said. I didn't go through and verify it. She was on either CNN or MSNBC or Fox News. One of those. I was watching kind of between all three of those, and she was on, and she said some of that money is froze, and that's good. But these people got a lot of money in a lot of places. You got to freeze all those assets. And she said these countries know that they're not doing that. They know that they're not freezing all of these assets. Most of the Russian oligarch money is not in Russia. A lot of them have their money in real estate in the UK and the rest of Europe to launder that dirty money. And the US. And the US. She actually pointed out some people whose names I don't remember. And she was like, this person owns these companies in America. And they're still allowed to own those companies and money is flowing. And nobody's messing with them. So in essence, what she was saying was, y'all keep telling everybody that y'all down with us. And y'all keep doing all this little stuff to make it look like y'all down with us. But are y'all really down with us? Like, we really need y'all to be down with us. Don't just lip service. Like, for real, be down with us. And I hope everything work out. I hope everything work out. On the part where the UN officially condemned the invasion. What the hell does that mean? And what is that supposed to do? Nothing. And that's kind of what this lady was saying. Y'all paying lip service. We officially condemn this. What you gonna do about it? Well, we're gonna say that's bad. Okay, and we know it's bad. Morning, you drinking with Lincoln. I guess Lincoln probably still on there doing his toast. You know, I had never watched him do his toast. He actually be on there drinking. I know that's not a big deal to y'all, but as a person who don't drink, that seems odd to me. It seems odd to me. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I am not suggesting that man has a problem. I just think it's a little odd. Maybe they should ask people closest to them to be down with us. She was addressing the world community, but she did call out the European Union and other European states and countries, but European states, other European states and all of that kind of stuff. She was calling out everybody. She was calling out everybody. Because all paying lip service. I just feel bad. They were showing buildings burning and neighborhoods destroyed. And it looks weird to me. Because, some of them places look like it could be somewhere here. And in my mind, I'm just imagining, what would we do if somebody was just dropping bombs here in America? They was hitting Ohio and Cincinnati. What would we do? I don't know. Lincoln be telling all his business, especially after his second shot. Ah, I just I was shocked that he actually drinks alcohol on the air. Like, and not like a taste testing or something like that. Like that and be drinking. I mean, I guess ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with it. It's not illegal or anything. I just, you know, who would have thought? B-Rap says they asshole countries. um, and he was talking about meeting with Putin. You know, they are having some negotiations. I didn't see Putin in the room. But they definitely came in the room shaking hands. I was like, don't be shaking hands. Don't be shaking hands. Told y'all they poison people. They poison people. You don't want to be moisturized, you know, because you shook somebody's hand. If they dropping bombs in Cincinnati, some black people would claim to be on the Russian side. That's true. That's true. Talking about Lincoln, that dinga be drinking. Somebody don't know what dinga means. I'll explain it real quick. I don't even remember where it was. Some ballpark, and the dude was up to bat, and somebody in the stands called him the N-word. Clearly, we could hear it. But what they came back with was he didn't say the N-word. What he said was the mascot, and their mascot is Dinga. So he didn't call that batter the N-word. He was yelling out Dinga. So, you know, we affectionately replace the N-word with Dinga because it don't make sense, and that's not what he said, but that way you know what we mean. No one can tell he's drinking. Oh, everybody can tell he's drinking. Everybody can tell. He'd be proud of it too. That's right. Don't drink nothing. I saw the second episode of the new season of Snowfall. Yes. Oh yeah. And I don't no spoiler alerts here. I watched the third episode last night. But no spoiler alerts here. But yeah, don't be drinking. Don't be drinking stuff. But all right. So that's that. That's Ukraine. It's a terrible situation. Hopefully something happens. Something good happens with everything. Let me see. I was looking at a story. Is this no? I'm looking at a story. New Jersey high school students plan protest over banning of do-rags. Yeah. I'm reading this off the Grio. A group of activists in West Orange, New Jersey are reportedly planning a protest today over a ban on wearing do-rags on their campus. Yeah, West Orange High School, their principal, the principal Hayden Moore, he released a statement and he says the students got a right to protest. He respects their right to protest, but he has no intention on being flexible. He says, as the principal of West Orange High School, I work every day to make our school and community the absolute best it can be. We are a proudly diverse and inclusive community. We lean forward into every opportunity to embrace our differences and provide dignity and decency for all. And we value all community members and gladly listen to the chorus of differing opinions. The students who wish to protest over the school's ban on do-rags and other items of non-religious headgear are acting in good faith. Well, that's good. And with a sincere desire to express themselves through their attire. I want you to know that we consider the input of our stakeholders and review our handbook annually, making sure we improve our policies and update our handbook as time moves forward. He says, I'm committed to listening to students' suggestions with respect. However, as principal, I'm responsible for making the final decision on whether or not we choose to adopt the suggestion. And this is not an issue on which I will compromise. So they have a ban on do-rags, on bonnets, on baseball caps, on hoodies at the school. They have a ban on this stuff at the school. Now, yeah, I'm not a big fan of dress codes, period. I'm not a big fan of dress codes, period. The world is changing, especially now. A lot of people work remote. A lot of people work remotely. And there's a different world. It's a different world. My question is, how does it hurt the learning process to wear a baseball cap? Explain that to me. I'll listen. I'll listen. How does it hurt the learning process? Okay, I got on a baseball cap. I wish I would have brought in a baseball cap. I got on a baseball cap. How does that hurt the learning process? Do you really think that the knowledge actually goes in through the head so the baseball cap is in the way? Clearly it's not. Clearly it's not. Will says, on face value, sounds legit to have the ban. Why? Have the ban. Why? What purpose does it serve other than we can control what you wear? What? Somebody explain to me. Daryl says he has no problem with the ban. And look, I don't have a problem with them having a right to do it. I just don't. Help me understand it. Help me understand it. What happened to not wearing hats inside? We not in 1921 anymore. That's what happened to that. We're not there anymore. Just somebody, look, I'm not even saying that he's wrong. I'm not saying that he's wrong. I'm saying, help me understand why. They can become a distraction. How? How is a baseball cap a distraction? Come on, we see people with baseball caps all over the place. How is that a distraction? It limits distraction. Again, how is it a distraction? Hoods. I can still hear. I can still read. I can still learn with a hood on. I can still do all of that with a hood on. See, I think some of this is just a control issue. It's just a control issue. As a parent, I'm not against the ban. Okay. But I get that you're not against it. But explain to me why it has to be there. Why is it necessary? That's what I'm trying to understand. I mean, it is what it is, and you got to follow the rules. If you don't want to follow the rules, you leave. Okay. But explain to me why it's necessary. What? So wearing a do-rag, that's going to hurt my learning process? That's going to hurt somebody else's learning process? Well, here's why he says that he has such a ban. Dress codes exist to signify that school is a professional learning space that deserves respect. Hold on, pause. So I can't respect the learning space with a hat on? I can't respect the learning space with a hood on? Dude, what next? Next, don't wear gym shoes. Just hard bottom shoes, right? Hard bottom shoes. Because you can't respect the learning process. It's a professional environment. You shouldn't be wearing gym shoes in a professional environment, right? So no gym shoes, right? Of course that's ridiculous. Of course that's ridiculous. Just like a baseball cap. Just like a baseball cap. It's a ridiculous premise that because you're wearing gym shoes, you can't learn. It's a ridiculous premise that because you're wearing gym shoes, this is no longer a professional environment, or you don't respect the learning environment. It's a ridiculous premise. Why would you wear a do-rag in school anyway? Because I want to. I'm working on my willies. You know what I'm saying? For any reason. For any reason. For any reason. My question is, what does it hurt? What does it hurt? Let's see. Schools are a training ground for students' preparation for the real world. Many offices would not allow employees to walk around the office with a baseball cap, and many would. Many wouldn't, but many would. And again, we're moving to how many of y'all work from home? How many of y'all work from home now? Anybody? Anybody? Come on. People work remotely. Yes, people come into the office wearing, granted, I worked in radio. Granted, I worked in radio, and things are maybe a little different in radio. But people come in baseball caps and jeans all the time. Do-rags, the whole nine. The idea that, this is a training ground for... There are many, many jobs, factories, warehouses, where, I'm sorry, you can wear a baseball cap. Everybody's not going to work in an office. I couldn't wear what you wear in radio at my job. So Glenn, what you got on right now? That sounds like some stuff I used to say when I was little, or younger, but I'm not, asking you in that way. But what right now, what you got on? You got on a suit and a tie? Because ain't you working from home? What you got on right now? And you at work. You go to meetings. What you got on right now? Exactly, Glenn. You work from home. A whole lot of people, the society is moving in that direction. The society is moving in that direction. So this whole, we're training them for the workforce. A whole lot of the workforce is working from home. And so if Glenn wanted to put on a do-rag right now, Glenn could put on a do-rag right now. It's control. He says, our policies are in place so that we can all focus on building our students' academic focus and commitment to learning. Right, because that's what a do-rag means. A do-rag means you have no commitment to learning. I don't know why I never thought of that. We set the highest expectation for learning, behavior, and appearance. There you go. You set the highest expectation for what you believe to be a certain level of appearance. And I get it. A lot of y'all agree with this as what a good appearance is. A lot of y'all agree with that. But follow the rule or go to another school. That's not the issue, though, that we're discussing. I think I actually said that right out the gate. I said, I get it. You either follow the rules or you leave. Remember me saying that? But I don't necessarily believe it should be a rule. Or at least not the reason why he's saying that it should be a rule. Not the reasons that he's saying. Just say, I don't like the way it looked. I don't like the. So that's what I'm down with, just being honest. Just tell people the truth. Look, I'm the principal here. I don't like the way it looked, so I'm saying no. I'll be down with that. That makes more sense to me than, well, it shows the respect for the professional learning environment. I don't like the way it looked. I think it looked ghetto, and I don't want people at my school looking ghetto. I'll be like, all right, that's where he is, and just let that be that. But all this other BS, all this other stuff is BS. Do-rags and other non-religious head coverings are not aligned with the professional appearance that we promote to our students, and therefore are not allowed as part of our school day attire. I don't know what people, when you think of professional, what do you think? When you think of professional, what do you think? You think of some doctor, some lawyer, some businessman. What about a truck driver? Is he a professional? Is he a professional? Just curious. Do you think a truck driver is a professional? I think he is, but he doesn't have that professional attire. Sometimes they wear baseball caps and stuff. They're not really professionals. Yeah, they're professionals. Well, what about your sanitation workers? Are they professionals? Well, I mean, they're not what I think of when I think of a professional. So that's just it. It's y'all mindset. Y'all mindset. It's let me see. I don't want to say anything derogatory about some of y'all, because I don't mean to be derogatory. But y'all have respect for a certain segment of professional. A certain segment of professional. There are a number of professional occupations where they not wearing a suit and a tie. Now, Vernon says he does. Vernon wears a suit and a tie when he goes to work. Is that what you're saying? Because he says, yes, I do. Vernon, you wear a suit and a tie driving the truck and delivering the goods that you deliver? Is just curious, because that could be the case. I could definitely see Vernon wearing a suit and a tie. White collar versus blue collar professionals. So if you say to me, this is not professional or that is not professional attire, you're only speaking about a certain segment of professional attire. And so basically what your school is saying is, we have no respect for the industry, the occupation that potentially you might actually find yourself in. Because believe it or not, everybody ain't gonna end up a doctor and a lawyer. Some people gonna end up driving a truck for a living, which is an honorable profession, but you don't respect it because they don't dress a certain way. I got a problem with that. Hold on, here's a really long one. Mr. Livingston, I really have problems when you introduce yourself as the king of talk without Raven Mundy helping you to carry the show. It was hard to accept that title. I am a student of Tom Knox's WCIN radio workshop community service program. I'm sure you have a little more there. What else does it say? From WAIF and WEBN in the 70s. I'm waiting to see if you qualify for King of Talk without Raven popping in. All right, Edward. Well, keep waiting. But just so you know, with all due respect, as the king of talk, I don't give a damn if you got a problem with me being the king of talk. I'm comfortable with you having a problem with me. Kings don't worry about other people and how they view their royal status. Just so you know. And that's what I'll do respect. I ain't no shade at you or anything like that. I'm just trying to make it abundantly clear. You don't have to like the king or like the fact that I'm the king. That don't change the fact that I'm the king. What's the cutoff, E-Man? Students just wearing whatever they want. Mm, I mean, the cutoff is just decency. Decency. If I can see your nipple, you know what I'm saying? We got a problem. If I can see stuff I shouldn't be seeing, we got a problem. But you explain to me why all of these rules necessarily have to be there other than control. I believe as you're growing, rules such as this help kids to develop discipline. There are places you'll go when you'll need to be formal, such as some places of work, religious institutions. Um, it's about knowing when and how to put on. But I don't believe that that's the school's job. The school's job is not to tell my student or my son, my daughter, and to teach them this. It's my job to instill discipline as a parent. And if I'm comfortable with my son going to school with a do-rag on, cool. Or a baseball cap, because baseball caps are part of the band. Cool. Or putting his hood on. Cool. If I'm comfortable with it, I don't think the school should be there confiscating my son's baseball cap. Hey Scott, did he call you? Why y'all worried about my business like that? Daryl says, we are allowed to wear hats at my place of employment. We're allowed to wear them at mine. So you don't agree with school dress codes? No, not necessarily. I agree with a reasonable dress code. Jerica says, no worries. He was the king of talk before Raven. That's true. Let's see. I done missed a lot of comments. Suspenders and eyeglasses are essential to looking professional. So a lot of these people seem to think. So, okay, yeah, you're right. Here we go. Here's your new dress code, your new school dress code. Suit, tie, clean white shirt, dress socks, dress shoes, conservative, whatever that means, haircut. Anything else? Briefcase, definitely briefcase, and glasses. So, but I don't wear glasses. Put them on anyway. Go get some with glass in them. Put them on. It'll help you respect the learning environment, and it'll help you. And we need a mirror shine on those shoes. You got to shine them. Just the tips. Shine those shoes. Why? What would that do, Emanuel? It would make y'all feel like they're trying to be professional. And it would show that they respect the learning environment. Come on, we all know that's ridiculous. Let the kids come to school, let them be comfortable, and let them learn. Teach them. Y'all worry too much about the wrong stuff. How about focus on the curriculum? Focus on making sure that every kid is learning, as opposed to making sure that every kid don't have on a do-rag. How about that? You get them all learning, and then I'll go with your dress code. How about that? It frustrates me. But so that's a thing. That's a thing. Um, let me see. He wrote that the school's dress code was instituted to prepare students for adult roles. One does not envision a doctor, engineer, banker, teacher, or architect wearing one of those head covers at work. Okay. What about all the other occupations, though? See, that's the stuff I'm saying. When you say stuff like that, so in essence, what this principle is saying to me, I respect doctors, I respect engineers, I respect bankers, I respect teachers, I respect architects. I don't respect people who work in a factory. I don't respect mechanics. I don't respect plumbers. I don't respect roofers. I don't respect sanitation workers. I don't respect truckers. It is yeah, what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say bougie. I, elitist. It's an elitist attitude that they're trying to instill in our young people. You're better than him if you wear a suit to work. You're better than her if you wear heels and I don't do anybody wear pantyhose anymore and pantyhose to work. You're better than those people. And we don't want to raise you to be those people. We want to raise you to be better than those people. I just reject that those jobs make you better as a human. I reject that. Yes, elitist or high sedity. I was trying to not use the term sedity, but that was actually what I was thinking. um, we just in the 2000s passed laws overriding company hair policies. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I was at the hospital and saw a doctor covered in tattoos and had a few piercings. I thought it was cool because it was out of the norm, but no big deal to me. Right. Um, what are those people? Apparently, those people are people who wear, you know, do-rags, baseball caps, hoods, things like that when they go to work. Those people are people who can whose workplace allow them to do that, or in some cases, it's necessary. The purpose of schools are to educate and socialize youth so they can be a contributing member of society. And question, are you insinuating that me, for example, who I wear a hoodie to work, you might see me here with a baseball cap, I wear gym shoes, I've worn a do-rag. Are you saying that I'm not a contributing member of society because I wear that? Because this school is saying, no, you're not. You're not. Or at least this principal. One does not envision a doctor, engineer, banker, teacher, or an architect wearing one of these head covers while at work. And if you're not one of those, he don't want his kids, the kids at his school, growing up being anything but that. And if they do, they're less than. I just don't like that. I reject that. I'm down with the students who are saying, basically, leave us alone and just let us learn. Leave us alone and just let us learn. Part of the socializing of these young people should be to accept people's differences. To accept people's differences and to not judge the person's appearance and mistake that for their worth. However you judge their appearance, that doesn't necessarily mean that that's their worth. That should be a part of what they're teaching at the school. Janice says, you've taken this so totally out of context. This is meant to make children understand that there will be rules and regulations they must abide by in whatever profession they enter. You're so wrong. I disagree with you, Janice. You can teach them that they're going to be, you know what? I'm certain that the school has rules other than the physical appearance of the students. That's the rules that they'll have to follow. That's teaching them that there are rules and regulations. I'm certain they have other, you can't just jump up in the middle of class and do something crazy. Otherwise, you'll get in trouble. You got to be in class, the bell ring, and you got what, 3 or 5 minutes to get to your next class. That's rules and regulations. That's teaching rules and regulations. That's what teaching rules and regulations look like. You have to be orderly, no hollering and screaming. You can't be fighting people. You have to respect your fellow students. That's teaching rules and regulations. Your assignments have to be in on time. They have to be done in a certain format. That's teaching rules and regulations. You got to be here at a certain time, and you don't get to leave until a certain time. If you do that, that's bad. That's teaching rules and regulations. You got to raise your hand in my class and be called upon to speak. Otherwise, don't speak. That's teaching rules and regulations. You're not allowed to wear a do-rag or a baseball cap. That's not teaching rules and regulations. That's not teaching rules and regulations. That is instilling a certain value on a certain look. And based on what this principle said, it's instilling a certain value for a small segment of careers. Policy came into place because of teasing, fights, gang, wild clothes, and fads. So then deal with all of that other stuff. But baseball caps, come on. But there's a few other things that I wanted to discuss with y'all. Did y'all see the story about this teacher from Indiana? I didn't even doing a lot of teacher stuff today, and I didn't plan it. There's this teacher in Indiana who slapped fire out of the student, Michael Hosinski. He grabs the student by the backpack, point his finger in the student's face, then slap him in the face, knocking his head into the wall. Eventually, the student fall down, even though I feel like the fall down was a little fake. But they allowed this dude to retire. They allowed him to retire. They like, hey, look, you can't be slapping students in the hallway, man. You can't be slapping students in the hallway. And he was like, okay, I was wrong. So how about instead of firing me, y'all just let me retire? How about y'all just let me retire? And they let him retire. Now tell me, if this is your student, are you comfortable with that? Hold on. Let me see if I can get it up. Get it here. Let me move out the way for y'all. Gotta move this way. All right. Put that right there. Talking to him, slap the fire out of him. Hold on. Up against the wall. That's terrible. That is terrible. Well, the kid did have a hood. He did have a hood on, right? So he kind of brought it on himself, didn't he? He's not going to be a doctor or a lawyer, wearing those kind of clothes. Not going to be a doctor or a lawyer. And they let him retire. Well, now he's charged with battery now. He's going to be charged with battery. But yeah, he was allowed to retire instead of being fired or whatever. He's a 40-year-old teaching veteran. He was at one point he was named Teacher of the Year for 2020. The altercation began after he confronted the student. Y'all think I'll be making this stuff up? About wearing a hooded sweatshirt to class. This is what your dress codes get you. He confronted the student about wearing a hooded sweatshirt to class. Hoods are not allowed in school except on special days. From there, a verbal exchange ensued, and Hosinski slapped the student in the face. And y'all saw it. This is where your dress codes get you. This is where your dress codes get you. Y'all thought I was making it up, didn't y'all? He just saying that you can't tie those two together, Emanuel. There's no way you can tie those two together. That was all because of a dress code violation. All because of a dress code violation. Hold on, let's see. Now remember, he wore a hoodie. That's the violation. He wore a hoodie. Hey, what you doing with that hood on? Take that hood off. Take that hood off. And he on the ground. He was wearing a hood. The rules say don't wear a hood. How many times we got to tell these little kids not to wear a hood? That's not professional. Y'all down with that, ain't y'all? Y'all down with that, ain't y'all? Oh, he should have been wearing a hood, Emanuel. He really should have been wearing a hood. He brought it on himself. So follow the rules or the teacher will kick your ass. These are the rules, little boy. But y'all like that. Y'all like that. It's the rules. Right, Janice? That's teaching that discipline. That's that discipline you was talking about. Teaching discipline. Teaching discipline. What's the audio? Did he try to say the student said something disrespectful and that's what made him slap him? What excuse did he give? Well, according to the story, what triggered the confrontation? This is off of CNN.com. The altercation began after Hosinski confronted the student about wearing a hooded sweatshirt to class. Hoods are not allowed in school except on special days. From there, a verbal exchange ensued, and Hosinski slapped the student in the face, causing visible injuries. Medical staff treated the student immediately, and administrators contacted the Elkhart County Sheriff's Office. Now, the school says, unfortunately, Indiana confidentiality laws prohibit us from commenting on DCS involvement, even to confirm or deny an investigation. And what did he say the kid said to the guy again? I couldn't hear him. I don't know what the kid said. But what is it that the kid could have possibly said that would have made it okay for the teacher to slap the fire out of him like that, bounce his head up against the wall, and, I think the fall down was a little excessive. I think the fall down was a little, performative. The student probably said something slick to that teacher. Oh my God, I can't believe y'all. All right, let's say the student said, F you, you old punk MFB. Y'all know what all that stuff means. Would that be okay? That's enough for that to be okay? No matter what the student said. Again, this was, according to the story, all brought about because of a dress code. Because that little kid had on a hoodie. That little kid had on a hoodie. That's what brought everything. And y'all like that. Y'all like that. That teacher didn't look to be dressed all that professional. Just a little button-up shirt, some jeans. Where was his tie? His suspenders, his jacket. Now, he woke up choosing violence. That's not funny. And I'm not laughing about that. I'm laughing about something else I just thought about just spontaneously. That is horrible. That is horrible. And of course, even more horrible. Well, maybe not more horrible, but the adults being okay with it. Like, if I see you slap a student like that, I'm probably not just gonna jump on you and slap you. But if I'm one of the administrators and you like, okay, I was wrong, just let me retire so I can keep my pension and all my benefits and stuff. No, cuz. No, we going through this entire process and we firing you. And if we can strip you of your benefits, we stripping you of your benefits. You don't come up in here slapping students around because they wearing a hoodie. No one is condoning putting their hands on students because students aren't following the rules. You're mixing issues, E-Man. All right, hold on. Keep looking at the screen. Keep looking at the screen. Because you said no one is condoning it. Hold on. No one is condoning it. No one is condoning it. Wait a minute. No one is condoning it. Hold on. I got to go through all of these. No one is condoning it. No one is condoning it. It looks like some condoning to me. Looks like some condoning to me. So when y'all say stuff like, ain't nobody condoning it, y'all don't see all the comments. And those are ones that I even put up on the screen. People are condoning it. And not to mention, you say no one is condoning it. Let's say that those people weren't actually condoning it. The whole purpose for the dress code is control. It's the whole purpose. Well, that's 80% of the purpose, in my opinion. And y'all know what happens when somebody with authority over you tells you what to do and you push back. What can happen is if they can't control you just by telling you, they will control you by force. So when y'all down with all of this stuff, trying to socially engineer young people to not respect blue collar workers or to have less respect for blue collar workers and all that kind of stuff, it kind of can lead to stuff like this. Look, y'all might be shocked, but I'm not shocked. And when I saw the story, I completely and honestly did not know the reason until I read it live on air. I just saw the story. I had read the story think on Monday or whenever, I had read the story earlier, and I meant to talk about the fact that this student was slapped, that this teacher slapped the fire out of this student. And the school allowed him to retire. Because to me, that was the story. That the school administration just allowed him to retire. And that was his discipline. But he was on pace to retire anyway. So just go ahead and retire a little early, as opposed to actually getting any sort of disciplinary action for your bad behavior. Now that student, you gotta know he gonna get some disciplinary action. You wore a hoodie. You wore a hoodie. Ooh, we got to deal with you. Slap you in the hallway, maybe even suspend you from school. But the teacher who slapped you in the hallway, you get to retire and keep all your benefits. If we're gonna discipline the student, whatever the appropriate discipline is, you can best believe that student was in line to get it. And what about the teacher? Then eventually somebody had to step in and charge the teacher with battery. But that still doesn't affect his money or his status. He could probably go and get another job teaching somewhere, because this ain't gonna be on, his I guess teaching record. I'm assuming now. I don't know. And it reminds me of how we treat police. It reminds me of how we treat police. You abuse somebody, you violate the rules and the law, well, we allow you to resign and keep all your benefits so that you can go work in another police department. That's what it reminds me of, which is kind of what I was gonna talk about. But then when I read the story that it was over the dress code, it has absolutely nothing to do with not respecting blue collar workers. Of course it does. Did you not hear what the principal said? He talked about one does not envision a doctor, an engineer, a banker, a teacher, or an architect wearing one of these head covers while at work. Janice, do you think it's out of line for a sanitation worker to wear a do-rag at work? Would you say that's inappropriate? But if we're telling that we want them to look a certain part, in essence, what we're doing is we're endorsing that look as professional, good, and right. If you're endorsing one look as professional, good, and right, you kind of looking at the other ones and say, hey, that's not professional, good, or right. The teacher may go to jail for assault, also may get a criminal record, which will affect his future employment. There was a key word that you use there. The teacher may go to jail for assault. Chances are, if just looking at society is any indication, that teacher will plead to something much less than a battery. I don't know what, disorderly conduct or something like that. They'll come up with something. He probably won't go to jail. Oh, this is his first offense. This is his first offense. So they probably won't go to jail. And that little whatever that he pleads to on his record probably wouldn't stop him if he wanted to go get another teaching job. Allowing him to retire is condoning it. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. When you allow him to retire, you're saying we frown on that, and you did it, but just go ahead and leave. If you just leave, it'll go away. Uh, any workplace has rules and regulations. Well, we know that. And the rules and regulations in school should be the rules and regulations. I don't like all that dress code stuff. Again, you're trying to hide from what the principal said. The reason that particular school has a dress code is because that teacher respects doctors and lawyers and bankers, architects, and engineers, and of course, teachers. That principal respects those professions and not other professions. I didn't say it. I didn't say it. That principal said it. Don't be mad at me. You're also proving why dress codes in schools are important. Clothes are sometimes used as status symbols. It's not all about do-rags and saggy jeans. Actually, I'm thinking I'm proving the opposite. Right. They're status symbols, and they shouldn't be. But if you're reinforcing to young people that they are, you're a part of the problem. If you're reinforcing to young people that people who wear hoodies are not as good as people who wear suits, you're part of the problem. If you're reinforcing to young people, if you see somebody and they at work and they are allowed to wear a baseball cap at their job is not as good as a job. Their profession is not as good a profession. I think I'm doing the opposite. Or at least I think I'm trying to do the opposite. I think I'm trying to do the opposite. I don't like it. I don't like the dress codes. I think the dude who slapped the student because of a dress code, I think he should be in jail. Is he a danger to society? I don't know, but if we gonna send messages, because that's what it's all about. If we gonna send messages, then let's send messages. Glenn says, I'm not letting my son wear a do-rag or sag and walking out of the house, but that's me. Exactly. That's you. And as the parent, you have a right to actually I would say you have a responsibility to instill values in your child. So if you believe a certain set of values, you should probably be teaching that to your child. Hopefully you believe good values. But you should be teaching that to your child. So I have no problem with you not letting your son wear a do-rag. What about a baseball cap? Can your son wear a baseball cap out in public, Glenn? Because baseball caps are also banned. Can your son wear a baseball cap outside of the house? Hoods, which is, again, the reason y'all saw that kid had on a sweatshirt. That was what it was all about. Then y'all looked at that kid. Y'all could see. Hold on, let me see if I can go back. See if I'm not going to show him get slapped again. I'm not going to show him get slapped again. But let's see. Look at him right there. He's got his hood on. Little thug. He's got his hood on. He just looks evil, don't he? He looks evil wearing a hood. And he don't even have it all the way on. He got it like hanging off like that. Oh, that's double evil. That's double evil. He brought that slap on us. Look at how he wearing that hood. Look, look, look. Them shoes don't look professional. They don't look professional at all. It's not professional. I don't like the way he wears his backpack either. I don't like the way it hang down too low. It should be like right up around the shoulder blades. I don't like the way that backpack is hanging. I don't like the way that backpack is hanging. It's a hooded sweatshirt. I don't like the way that backpack is hanging. And them jeans with the faded part right there, that's not professional. If I go to court, my lawyer show up dressed like this kid, I got a problem. I got a problem. Somebody actually put that as a comment. Not about the kid, but just about the do-rag. See, this is what I'm saying. This, in my opinion, is totally appropriate for a little kid at school. Totally appropriate for a little kid at school. I'm looking at him. There's nothing that's gonna, if I'm in school with this kid, there is nothing that he's wearing that I can't focus on what the teacher is saying because I'm looking at the camouflage hood. Oh my God, his hood. He's got on a hood. Oh my God, I can't concentrate. There is nothing going on here with this little kid that's distracting me from learning. Nothing. Nothing. This is appropriate for a kid, if you ask me. Sure, if my lawyer goes to work, comes to court to represent me dressed like that, I'm not going to be happy. Sure. He's not a lawyer in a courtroom representing a client. He's a kid in school. Y'all trying to make the kids dress like the lawyer and come on. That don't even make sense. If your lawyer goes to court dressed up like that kid, that is a problem. That's not a professional appearance for a lawyer, but that's a duh. Somebody actually said that to bolster the point about these dress codes. Well, if my lawyer come to court dressed like that. He's not a lawyer. He's a little kid in school. He's a little kid in school. But so that's that. I mean, the guy should get in some big trouble for slapping the kid. Let me see. If you have a problem with my child's attire, then you call me. I will put my life on that fact that he wouldn't have slapped me. You know, it's a person or two, though, that would on this page who would be all right with that. People worry about the wrong things. Okay, here we go. So what if the teacher asked him to take the hood off? And when he approached the student said, "Shut up, you bitch ass nigga." Okay, the student is wrong. And take him to the office and explain to him he shouldn't be talking to the teachers like that. I guess if you feel like that rises to the point of a suspension or a detention or whatever, give him that. But slap him? You know what I'm saying? Slap him? Oh boy. None of that is a prerequisite to be a slap. You cannot slap your lawyer if he came dressed that way, even if you would be angry. Hold on, let me play that out. All right, I'm going to court because if I'm in court, it's because the man set me up. So the man that set me up, and I'm going to court. Do because that's what I say when I'm going to court. Do. I get to court, and my lawyer come in, and he got on his hoodie. He got his hood on. Yo, what's up, bro? I'm here to represent you. You know what I'm saying? We gonna win this case. You know what I'm saying? And I just haul off and slap the fire out of it. I can't really slap it here because I almost hit the mic, but I bring it from Florida all the way up through, and I slap the fire out of it. What happens to me? What do you think happens to me? I know Will wasn't. I know. Was that slap different from swats we used to get in school when we broke school rules? That's a good question. And of course, I never agreed with swatting kids. I think my story is well documented. It might be a person or two on here. I got swats, at least in I think the 7th grade, almost every day for something. Mr. Mitchell would swat me almost every day for something. He would come up with something to swat me for. I never liked it. I never agreed with it. It's too much room for abuse. Now, slapping a kid in the face and swatting them, are those different? Yeah, sure. Sure, they're a little different. Because I can hear the people on here, so you mixing apples and oranges. We not talking about swatting. You talking about slapping. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Okay. All right. Calm down. Relax. Calm down. But the idea of physically assaulting a child as a way to make them do, as a non-parent, as a way to make them do what you want them to do, that's a problem. Be it a slap or a paddle. Be it a slap or a paddle. I am not and have never been in favor of teachers using corporal punishment in any way, shape, or form. Y'all so violent in here today. So he punched his bad ass. He slapped the fire out of him. And he still got his pension. And he did. He was allowed to retire. Now, I mean, again, now he's getting charged with battery, which is cool. But we gotta stop as a society. We gotta stop making these type of compromises with authority figures, people who are responsible for enforcing the laws or the rules and regulations. I mean, I think we all, hold on a minute. Is it okay to slap him in the back of the head? Not if you are an authority figure. Look at it like this. This is the way I look at it. This is the way I try to look at it. The way I try to look at it is this. Is it something that I would want the cops to be able to do to me? Do I want the cops, if the cops see me speeding, I'm violating a rule, do I want the cop to be able to come up, get in my car and say, why are you violating the rule? When I say, F you. I want the cop to be able to just slap me, get out that car, and slap me or beat me or whatever. Do I want the police to be able to do that to me? No. Then we shouldn't be able to do it to the kid. Do I want the police to bend me over and be able to hit me with something? No. Then why we think that's okay to do it to kids? Why do we think it's okay for these authority figures to do it to kids? No. And do I want the police to be able to pull somebody over and, issue them a ticket or a warning? Sure. If necessary, do I want them to be able to arrest someone if necessary? Sure. Sure. I'm comfortable with the police doing that to me. If need be, I'm comfortable with the police doing that to me. So I'm comfortable with the authority figures at school doing that to the children. See, now that's teaching them that there are rules and regulations that you must follow. Uh-oh, here we go with the apples to oranges. What's apples to oranges? What's apples to oranges? Because I think that's apples to apples. Authority figures. What's the authority figure? The principal, the teacher, the administrators. In our case, law enforcement. Breaking rules. There's breaking rules. Me speeding. Him, I don't know, wearing a hoodie. Because that's a rule now that y'all is down with. Or breaking any sort of rule at the school. Me breaking any sort of law. And the authority figure being able to physically discipline the person who broke the rule. I'm sorry, it's the exact same. It's the exact same. Somebody explain to me what the difference is. You can actually compare bananas to peaches too. But somebody explain to me what the difference is, adults to children. So you believe that people should be able to do anything to children? No, there should be parameters on what people can do to children. See, it's not apples and oranges. It's apples and apples. Because they're both people. Believe it or not, children are people. They're little people and not midget little people, but, little people. But they're people. At work, it's actually apples to apples. And I think if we can get past the fact that we believe that children are somehow lesser human, because that's really what this is, what Edward is saying. Children are lesser human than adults. So they don't deserve the same respect that adults get. They don't, if we want to beat on them, then we should be able to beat on them because they're lesser humans. I don't agree with you. I don't agree with you. They're people. Little people must pay the piper when they little butts are out of order. But then so shouldn't big people? Shouldn't big people pay the piper when they big butts are out of order? See, that's what I'm saying. It goes the same. It goes the same. How many kids do you have? Why? Why? I'm not going to tell you how many kids I have. Why? Because that don't matter with regard to what we're talking about. How many kids do you have? What difference do that make? What difference do that make? I'll have to be the piper, not some teacher. Robinson said it does matter. Why? Why does it matter? Why does it matter how many kids I have? If I had 127 kids, what difference does that make? If I had one kid, what difference does that make? Explain to me the difference. If your explanation of why it matters how many kids I have, then I'll tell you. But I'm pretty sure that if you're asking me that to make a point, you can make the point without knowing how many kids I have. There's no way to justify striking another person's child, especially without their permission. Well, some of these people are trying to do it. Some of these people are trying to do it. And they're saying, well, it's okay because they're little humans. And little humans don't deserve the respect that big humans deserve. You never whoop your kids. Well, my kids are grown, so no, I don't whoop them. No, they're grown. I don't whoop them. Was that the reason why you were asking me how many kids I have? What difference would it have made then if I had one? You could have asked that question if I had one or if I had four. What difference do it make? Y'all be asking the wrong questions, and it'd be frustrating me. Asking the wrong questions frustrates me. Um, that's what's wrong with these kids. They feel entitled. What are they feeling entitled to? Not being beaten? Shouldn't kids feel entitled to not being beaten, Robinson? Shouldn't they? Especially by people who shouldn't be beating them. So just so that I'm clear, Robinson, you believe kids should not feel entitled to not being beaten by strangers. You think it's unreasonable for kids to look at strangers and feel like you don't have a right to beat me. That's unreasonable to you. And in your mind, that is what's wrong with kids. That is what's wrong with kids. I can think of some stuff that you could say is wrong with kids. But the idea that you shouldn't be able to slap the fire out of me because I wear a hoodie, I don't think that that's the problem that we have with kids. But again, that's just me. You apparently have a child, and so that gives you the right to say that that's the problem with children. That's the problem. That's the problem. I'm telling you, if you go like to the juvenile center, we used to call it 2020. You go down to 2020. I'm pretty sure that the issue with all of those kids down there is not, I don't think that a stranger should beat me. I'm pretty sure they got a whole lot of other issues. I'm fairly certain that there are a whole lot of issues, but you say, no. Forget all of those issues, Emanuel. The problem is these kids feel like strangers shouldn't just walk up to them and beat them. You might be on to something. These kids are very different. My adult child is grown and my grandkids are different from her. At times, I need to lay my hands. Tout doesn't work. Well, okay. That's fine. But you know what, Robinson? That is your child, and that is your grandchild. See, here's what I believe. What happens, even though abuse can happen at home, no doubt. If I want to whoop my kid, okay, that's me disciplining my kid. If a stranger want to slap my kid in the hallway, that's different. See, that's different. If you ask me, use our terminology, even though y'all know I hate this, that's apples and oranges. That's apples and oranges. You physically disciplining your grandchildren and a teacher slapping your grandchild because he got on a hoodie. Apples and oranges. But again, we look at things differently. And apparently I don't have enough kids to make that determination. Discipline is subjective. What's different to one could be abuse to another. Who gets to determine what's appropriate discipline. I get to determine what's appropriate discipline for my children. I get to make that determination for my children in the school setting. So, because from my perspective, I don't think that I have a single child or grandchild or niece or nephew that I've ever slapped in the face. I can't think of a single time that I even considered just slapping the fire out of one of them. So, from my perspective, I make that determination for my kid. Now, you like Robinson seems to be okay with it. Robinson, like, look, if my child go to school and my child don't have on a hood, I encourage the teacher to slap the shit out of them. And okay, Robinson, oh, your grandchild, I'm sorry, because your child is grown. Okay, Robinson, that works for you. That don't work for me. That don't work for me. To each their own. Keywords own. Clearly, you're not that angry because a white man slapped a white kid. You mocked the kid for reacting to getting slapped. That's just stupid, and you're an idiot. Not only did he slap him, he humiliated that young black boy. He demanded the child. I don't think the child was black. The child looked like a white kid. But still. Robinson says, you a goddamn lie. How? What did I lie about, Robinson? You said that children, but here's what I got from what you said. Children don't deserve respect and they don't deserve to feel safe. As a matter of fact, the problem with our children is that they believe that they deserve respect and they believe that they should be respected and that they should be safe. And, you know, if we take that away from them, feeling safe and respected, our children will be better. That's what I hear when you say the problem with our kids is. That's what especially when we're talking about this. That's what I hear. So if you ask me, that's what you said. That's what you said. Because again, we're talking about a stranger walking up on your kid, slapping them, and you telling me the problem with our kids is that they feel entitled to not be slapped by strangers. You said that. Don't be mad at me because I'm telling you what you said. But you said it. Dee says, I've whooped my child, but it took me listening to her to understand that method of punishment may not be the best method. It was not either. I have 3 teens that do not get whoopings, and they don't need to as long as they behave because we communicated. That's a pretty long one. Our expectations. They do break rules. They know their consequences, but they know they won't be beaten. This makes it easier to talk to us too. No fear of being beat. Now, Robinson, I did not say beat my child. No one will hit mine. Oh, but you're okay with somebody hitting somebody else's. Yeah, now I don't understand where you're going with any of this stuff, Robinson. I don't understand where you're going with any of this stuff. Because, Robinson, you know that's what we was talking about, right? And you were saying the problem with these kids is they feel entitled. You said that. I could go back and find it. It would take me a while because it's way there. But I could go back and find it and put it up on the screen and remind you what you said. And again, remember the conversation was about strangers beating our kids, slapping our kids, hitting our kids, physically assaulting our kids. Your response to that is, that's the problem with our kids. They feel entitled. That was your response. I didn't make it up. You said it, or at least you typed it. So you should make up your mind what you believe. Kids shouldn't be talking about no damn respect. Yeah, you all over the place. You are all over the place. Uh, you might have multiple personalities. You might have multiple personalities. Um, make it make sense. I there might be multiple personalities. There might be multiple personalities there. I'm concerned now. Let's see. The problem is more what comes out of the kids' mouths and the actions during said words and actions. I don't understand. Because it sounds to me like you're saying if the kid said a certain something, then that's okay to slapping. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. Okay, he's back. You tripping. No way in hell I agree to anyone hitting mine. The incident at the school, the teacher was mad as hell. Okay, Robinson. Whichever Robinson I'm talking to right now. I don't agree that strangers should be hitting kids. Just like I don't agree that police should be assaulting citizens. I don't think authority figures should be doing that. And at this point, I don't know what you think or believe. I have no idea because you are all over the place. 1 minute, the problem is our kids feel entitled to feel safe. The next minute, no way in hell anybody hitting your kid. Those don't jive with me. They don't work together. Somebody want to know, what is a chicken choke? I don't know. She did say something about these kids will chicken choke you. And I didn't know what it meant either. So I didn't know exactly how to respond. Tria, I'm gonna need a demonstration of a chicken choke. Choking a chicken was something totally different than whatever it is that you're saying. I don't think that Myosa, you want a demonstration on a live stream of choking some chicken. I don't think that that's what you want. Y'all all asking for a demonstration of choking a chicken. I have apparently a different definition of what that means. I have a totally different definition of what that means. So I'm sure, I'm certain that y'all couldn't be talking about that. There are a couple of meanings for that. I don't know. Let's see. Every time she says chicken choke, I picture my grandmother twisted a chicken's neck to kill it. Okay. Yeah, I picture something different. Oh, that's terrible. And I don't want a demonstration of it on a live stream. I'll pass. I'll pass. Oh boy. Some of y'all got real issues, which explains all the drama in your life. I didn't say anything bad or nasty. I'm just saying I didn't understand what she meant when she said that the kids would chicken choke you. And I was like, I'm certain that means something different. I'm certain that means something different. And so I'm not even going to address it. I didn't put it up on the screen. And then people start talking about they want to see an example of that. And I'm like, they got to be talking about something different than what I'm talking about, because it's not the same. It is not the same. I don't, y'all can't read stuff into me laughing. You can't read stuff into me laughing. I keep telling y'all, I have a condition. Oh, right, Mr. Kirkland. I don't. Is it- they, yeah, they want an after hours experiment. I'm just saying, no, not me. Um, I would not be. Okay, LaDonna, you brought all of this chicken choking up. What is a chicken choke? Just so we know. Just so we know. 'Cause I think we're thinking about a couple, maybe two, three different things. So if you can explain to us what it is, then that would be helpful. That would be helpful. Um, Vincent, it says not okay to slap them at all, which shows the teacher was not mentally equipped for the job. Nothing a child says deserves a violent response. All right. Um, Robinson says I chimed in late. So go ahead on beat the disorderly kids. I don't know where you're coming from. You coming from all different directions. I don't know. Oh, I didn't mean to, especially with the chick, but you know what I mean. Oh, you can't get the rooster like you used to. What does that mean? What does that mean? Um, Basically wring a kid's neck. Okay, but you were saying that the kids will chicken choke you. Russell said, leave me the hell alone. I mean Robinson. Why am I calling you Russell? Robinson. Okay. Let me see. I think there was maybe something. What else? It was something else that I wanted to discuss. Oh, West Virginia, they've got their anti-racism act. Their anti-racism act, which on its surface sounds good. On its surface, an anti-racism act sounds good. It just passed. The Anti-Racism Act of 2022 passed the Senate and West Virginia by a vote of 21 to 12. It's been sent to the House. The bill is similar to the Anti-Stereotyping Act, which was halted in the House Judiciary Committee. Yeah. And basically, this is some more critical race theory stuff. I guess you can name an act anything you want to name it, and it doesn't necessarily have to have anything to do with what it is. It doesn't have to have anything necessarily to do with what it is. The Anti-Racism Act of 2022. When black people complain about racism and stereotyping, we're told we're playing the race card. When white people complain about racism and stereotyping, policy gets made. And that's this act. I don't have I'm looking for the actual wording of it, but I saw this and I was thinking, okay, cool. Cool. The Anti-Racism Act, that sounds like something that, people should be looking at. But of course, it's about critical race theory. And it's about the fact that you can't teach critical race theory in West Virginia to the K through 12 students, which no one was doing anyway. So I don't know. They be coming up with crazy stuff just for the sake of coming up with crazy stuff. They come up with crazy stuff just for the sake of coming up with crazy stuff. And but like the writer of that particular article said, when black people complain about racism and stereotyping, people say we're playing the race card. When white people complain about what they consider to be racism and or stereotyping, they create laws to make it illegal. No one's saying they're playing the race card. Exactly. They're trying to hide their dirty deeds. And they put it into law. They put it into law. And then to name it the Anti-Racism Act. To name it let me see if I can. Because again, we have an idea of what it is. We have an idea of what it is. Let's go here. Anti-racism. Y'all can't see, but I'm typing this out. Act. West Virginia. Somebody's saying, why didn't you do this stuff before the show? Let me explain what happened before the show while I look this up. I got a call this morning. Somebody said, hey, I need you to meet me here and shoot some stuff for me. And it was like 10 something. And they were like, we got the spot until noon. Can you get out here and can we shoot some video? And I was like, yeah. So I got there. We actually got done at around 12:30. So then I left there, which was over by Jordan's Cross. Is it still called Jordan's Crossing? Swift and Commons. Y'all know where I'm talking about. And this was at 12. It was 12:33 when I left there. And then I came home and then I had to set everything up. So that's when I got to go do what I got to go do. I got to go do what I got to go do. The West Virginia Senate has passed a bill that would prevent the teaching of any race, ethnicity, or biological sex is superior to another in public K through 12 schools and colleges and universities. Wow. So in K through 12, colleges and university in West Virginia, it's against the law to teach that any race, ethnicity, or biological sex is superior to another. And again, from my perspective, who's teaching that? Put it on that other side. There are people who actually teach that white people are superior. I've been in school, or I went to school, and at no point in my going to school, and I went to a historically Black college. I went to Aiken, which was majority Black. I had some Black teachers, and through my entire schooling career, I never had a lesson plan where the theme was Black people are superior to white people, or white people are inferior to anyone else. Nobody's teaching that. Nobody's teaching that. When will Raven visit the studios? I don't know that she will. I don't know that she will. Is Becky and Tom working? It was Todd. It was Todd. And I'll be honest, I think Todd might have got the draws. I'm not 100% sure. Todd might have got it. All right, I got to get ready to get out of here. Y'all know I got to start wrapping up early in order to try to get out on time, because somebody don't believe that I'll ever get out on time. Angela says they teach it at home. Exactly. Exactly. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to steal your thunder. Tria says, facts. Exactly. They teach it at home. And look, if you wanted to, which again, and I can't say that it doesn't happen. I can't say that it doesn't happen. But My mama never told me that I was, or my daddy never told me that I was superior to anyone. If anything, my parents told me all the time, you are no better than anyone, and no one is better than you. All people are created equal. You'll do different things. You might have different skills, but excuse me, but no one person is more valuable than any other person just by virtue of being that. I don't know anybody who's teaching you're better, especially in a school setting. Especially in a school setting. I know that's what I taught my kids, my children, I was gonna say. That's what I taught my children. Don't look at somebody and, assume you're better than them. You're not. You're equal to them. And your work, your whatever may be more valuable to somebody, but they have value of their own. And you got to find the value in all people because everyone has some value. But I don't know. I don't know. I still haven't seen all of the interviews that Avtab Purevo did while he was in LA. Okay. I think Anthony agrees with me. All right, y'all. I got to get ready to get out of here. I did not put up the Cash App. Just because I'm still pondering. I'm still looking at it. I'm still trying to determine whether or not it don't sit right. It don't sit right. But a few other people since yesterday, people have been flooding, calling me saying, bruh, put it up. Bruh, put it up. Worst case scenario is you put it up and you're not forcing anybody to do anything. You're just putting it up there as an option. And somebody even said, if I look at your show on Monday and you don't put it up, I'm going to put it up because they have it. I'm still, I don't know. But no, it didn't go up today. So that's that. And I don't know if I'll put it up. Again, I'm not doing this. Makes you feel like you're begging. No, it just, I don't know. I guess coming from radio, we don't put up a Cash App. You know what I'm saying? You do the show. You just do the show. You do the best that you can do, and that's that. So this is a different world. This is a different world. If you ain't doing it as a business, you just begging. That's not true. That's not true. Telling somebody, because in essence, what it is sharing information. It's sharing information. So if I tell you what my Cash App is, that don't mean I'm asking you to put money in it. That just means I'm telling you what it is. Now, if you choose to do that, you can. But just sharing the information, it's not begging. It's not begging. If I tell you what bank I bank with and how to put money in my account, did I beg? Okay, maybe. Maybe, but maybe not. So anyway, it's a different world for me, and I got to get used to it. That's all I'm saying. It's a different world for me, and I have to get used to it. And I enjoy it. I do it because I like it. Did you look into Patreon or the stars thing? No, I didn't. I didn't. Because even like today, when I finish here in the next 5 minutes, I am running to do something else, not doing a video. I do have household duties as well. And of course, husbandly duties. So all my time ain't spent with you know, this. So yeah, when I leave here, I gotta run and do something, then I gotta come back. I fixed the sinks yesterday, had some issues with some plumbing stuff, so I had to lay some pipe yesterday, fix the sinks, and I don't know why that entertains me so, because I'm childish. Because I'm childish. But yeah, but I will look into it. I will look into it. I better not ride past your house and see you on a riding mower. Why I can't be on a riding mower? Why can't I be on a riding mower? What? I don't understand what you're talking about, Glenn. Uh, that is so inappropriate. What's inappropriate about it? I did. I had to do some plumbing. I had to. It's because your mind is in the gutter. Just because your mind is in the gutter. LaDonna says she just quit her job. I want to say congratulations or I'm sorry. I don't know which, but if it's for the best, congratulations. If you didn't want to quit, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Very much so childish. What is childish about? So what do you call it when you lay pipe? What do you call it other than laying pipe? Y'all thinking the other laying pipe. Y'all thinking the other laying pipe. The pipe that it's just about 7.5 inches of pipe. It's true. It's true. It's a double sink. So it's about 7.5 inches. I see y'all the ones who say this stuff and make stuff something that is not. I'm telling y'all about a plumbing thing that I actually did, and y'all making it something else. I'm talking legitimately. The sink, I had to get under the sink, and I had a I don't even know how to say. Let me just stop talking about it. It was something that I actually did, and y'all making it something else. I just did what I actually did. No, I didn't put grease on the pipe. I didn't need to grease the pipe because it was already wet. It was leaking. It was dripping. So I had to, it's true. I'm not making this up. And the more I say it, the more y'all make me feel like it's something else. But it wasn't an actual piece of pipe that I had to put in there. Because it was the sink was leaking. So it was just wet all over the place. Oh boy, what is wrong with y'all? All right, I got to get out of here. I appreciate y'all hanging with me. I appreciate y'all hanging with me, other than y'all with the minds in the gutter. I can't even talk about home repair on this show without y'all making it something else. I'm talking about home repair. Home repair. Actual home repair. I didn't make it nothing else. Y'all made it something else. I do. Yeah, if it's dripping, It definitely needs attention. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Yes, remember to like, subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe, and share. Those things do make a difference. They tell me in the algorithm. I don't know much about the algorithm, but they tell me that those things make a difference. So if you can, do that, do that. I got to get out of here. Look, y'all have a amazing weekend. I think it's supposed to be. What's the weather supposed to be like this weekend? What's the weather supposed to be like this weekend? Hold on. I'm looking at my phone. This ain't really helping. Oh, it's supposed to be like 76 degrees tomorrow. Am I reading that right? Am I reading this right? Saturday, 76. I feel like I can't be reading that if I'm looking at the wrong place. Saturday is supposed to be sunny and 76 degrees. I still feel like I'm not reading that right. Let me go to my other weather app. I don't know why. I just feel like that's almost 80 degrees in March. I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility, but see now on this, that's for Illinois. I'm not in Illinois. Yeah, this one is saying the same thing. All right. Tomorrow is supposed to be, according to this weather, a high of 76 degrees. Okay, well, get out, y'all. Get out and that's what this says. I'm gonna hold it up so y'all can see it. See if y'all can see this. On Saturday, it probably need to be focused, don't it? Hold on. Yeah, that ain't focused at all. We go here. Saturday, Cincinnati, 76 degrees. That's what it say. So I hope that's right. I hope that's right. So enjoy your weekend. If you feel up to it, get out and do something. Open the windows. Let some fresh air in. Pull back the curtains. Open the windows. Let some fresh air just flow through the house. Enjoy y'all weekend. All right, let me get out of here. Until next time, I'm out, y'all. Peace.